Buying a car is expensive, especially a newer model, and while it may be tempting to opt for a cheaper, older motor for your child's first car, modern vehicles come with a huge array of safety features that shouldn't be overlooked. Even small cars now include key systems that help prevent a crash or, in the event of a collision, reduce injuries. Here are some of the most important. Airbags have been around a long time and do an excellent job of cushioning impacts. In many modern cars, they inflate all round the driver, providing protection from front-on, rear and side-on collisions. Crucially though, an airbag supplements the protection provided by the seatbelts. They're not a substitute. Crumple zones are designed to absorb the impact of the crash and direct it away from the driver and passengers. This means that in many modern cars, the cabin forms a rigid safety cage around the occupants and remains intact, minimising injuries. Airbags and seatbelts combined with crumple zones in newer cars make previously fatal crashes much more survivable. Anti-lock braking system, or ABS, is a vital safety feature for any new car. Simply put, it prevents the wheels from locking up when braking hard. This has two major benefits. Cars with ABS stop in far shorter distances and they allow the driver to steer during the brake. This means less skidding and much better control in high-stress situations. Electronic Stability Program, ESP, or Electronic Stability Control, ESC, has been one of the biggest advancements in car safety. Connecting the car's traction control and anti-lock braking systems, ESP helps drivers avoid crashes by reducing the danger of skidding or of losing control as a result of swerving at speed or going round a corner too quickly. It was made mandatory for every new car sold in the EU in 2014, and in fact, the tech has been around since 1995, so lots of cars a decade old will have it. Confusingly, many car makers have their own name for ESP, such as VSC, DSC and VSA, but however it is presented, you can see why it has to be so important for your child's car. As cars get increasingly sophisticated, they can do all sorts of things for you, like monitor your tyre pressure. But that doesn't mean there aren't checks you should do to make sure your child's car is in the best possible shape for the road. Checking the car together is a good opportunity to share your skills and knowledge with your child and make sure they'll be able to correctly look after the car themselves. Checking the tyres is so important. The obvious thing to look for is tread depth. The legal minimum is 1.6 millimeters across the central section of the tyre, but in snow and ice, the AA says you'll need at least 3 millimeters. Also, make sure they're properly inflated, otherwise they'll wear out faster and can also affect handling and braking. You can do this at home with a pressure gauge, at a service station, or go to a garage. The handbook will tell you the right pressure. Screen wash is critical. Whatever the weather, washer fluid lets you keep your windscreen clear, no matter how tough the conditions get. Most tanks will have marks to show the level. If it's under half full, it needs topping up. In fact, it's actually a legal requirement to keep your windscreen clean and your view unobstructed. Oil level is another critical check to make if you don't want to damage the engine. It reduces friction and keeps everything running smoothly. Use the dipstick to see how much oil you've got and top it up regularly. Your handbook will tell you what grade of oil is right for your engine. New drivers tend to drive small cars, and until fairly recently, all the best safety tech was reserved for medium or large models. That's not the case anymore. With more modern options, your child will be much better protected in the event of a collision, and in fact, less likely to be involved in a collision in the first place.